Hello everyone, and welcome back to House Flipper, a game in which you purchase dilapidated old wrecks of houses, fix them up to your liking, and either sell them for a profit, or live in them and keep them for yourself. I really wish I had kept the last one for myself because it really came out awesome. That was the Samarta Myers house that I played a couple years back, a link in the description. That is an early Librarian video. That map was a lot of fun because while we were working on restoring this house, we were constantly assaulted by all these different paranormal happenings. And some of them were actually a lot scarier than you might expect from a game like this. Which is why I'm a little bit nervous to take on our job for this video, which is Room 404. Clearly an apartment map inspired by the visuals of Silent Hill 4: The Room. And it's pretty cheap, so I figure it might be a good idea to use this as a stepping stone to boost our income a little bit, so we'll have a cushioning for the castle. Oh yes, we will get to the haunted castle. Now I don't know if there's going to be scripted events like there were in the Samarta Myers house, but I got some ideas for this. A cozy apartment where nothing is out of order. The 90s furniture only adds to the feeling of normalcy. Oh, that's how you know this is going to be a totally normal house with totally normal chains on the front door. You know, I have to wonder how we're getting in. Hold on. This house is haunted, but we can lift its curse for you. Do you want to play with the spooky stuff? Man, what do you think? Oh. This is a bit more dimly lit than it appeared in the listing. Also, the door appears to have changed itself shut behind me, although I do have the ability to leave if I want to. Huh, the light won't turn on. Maybe a fuse is blown? It's very quiet. Where's the soundtrack gone? Hello? I think every door just opened. No, just that one. Just the laundry. Okay, let's close that for now. Wait. You just won't stay closed. What's that over there on the table? Copywriting courses. Oh no! This really is Silent Hill. I'm trapped in an ironic nightmare designed to turn all my worst fears and anxieties against me. Oh, okay, we do have a flashlight. But that kind of ruins the ambiance. I'll make it so you can see. What happens if we... Oh, no, right, the fuse is blown. There's an office back here. Yes?
I'm always flipping houses. I'm always flipping houses. I'm always flipping houses.
Am I to imagine that that's my own voice? No one in the closet, that's good. Because after that, I kind of expected someone to be literally right there. That wasn't here when I walked in. That was... Oh no, that gives me such a bad thought. It's almost like, as I was on the phone, they had walked in and were standing right here. Remember when I told you that this game had some surprisingly creepy scares? Okay. I suppose we should just get to work then, right? He said maybe a... Yes, thank you. He said maybe a fuse is blown. Can we restore the power this way? if we try and turn on the lights... Okay, well, we've accomplished that much at least. When did you fall? And why, when I approach certain areas, does my screen get all staticky? Oh my god, what clutter. Yes, potential buyers, I agree. What can I do to get rid of that? It seems to increase the closer I am to the TV. We should also maybe pick that up. I don't know how that didn't start a fire. Interesting and concerning. So even though we do have the ability to use the door, guess what? I'm going to roleplay this as we can't, because we cannot seem to dispose of the chains. Alright, look. We're built for this. I like to think that I'm the same character as Viscera Cleanup Detail, which means I have experience with this. The Samarta Myers house, the House of Horrors, and more recently the orphanage, which you'll probably have seen by the time this goes up. We can do this. We're equipped. We've restored power. We've said, let there be light. And in essence, we've said that this place is ours one way or another. And I ain't afraid of no ghost. I may, however, be afraid of a ghost who can create permanent stains. Wait, I've got to relearn a lot of this game. I've got to relearn how we actually do a lot of these things. So yes, this is for cleaning. I haven't actually played this game in quite a while. We can remove all that, but the footprints, like the chains, seem like they might be here to stay. Alright, well, let's get rid of the food. Let's get rid of whatever stains we can. And I say get rid of whatever stains we can because, to be honest, I already really like the style of this apartment, and I would like to keep as much of this as possible. I don't think we quite have the same tools at our disposal as our cleanup detail job, so unfortunately I think this couch has to go? We can move it. But there's nothing there. Let's turn on this light so we get a little bit more of a view. There's a bookshelf there. What do we do with this TV? Let's do some science, actually. If we move this over to, say, on top of the TV... There we are. I saw it. There we go. And come back over here, the static will fade away. So it is proximity to that TV. Alright, there's got to be something we can do about this. Some way we can exercise whatever's here. Let's just do the childhood special. Go to every room of the dark place and turn on every light we can find. Let's shut you off. How do we go about doing that? We can't seem to sell this tub, nor can we clean what's in it. We've got to fix that leak somehow. There we go. Starting to put this place in order. See, the thing is, I'm not actually totally averse to the style of this apartment. Get some fresh paint on the walls, and I think the rest can more or less stay the way it is. Get rid of the clothes, make the bed, and already this place is starting to look a lot better. Fortunately, we have a roommate who it's going to be very difficult to collect rent from. Hang on. Why did everything just go full bright? Oh, it's daylight! And... wait. And in the daylight, everything is back to normal? Well, that happened quite suddenly. Hang on, let's have a look at our surroundings. Middle of a nice-looking city. I'm not entirely sure what I did. The footprints are gone, but the shoes remain, as well as the chains. Are we not entirely done here? Just a little bit of extra dirt. That should be all of it. And now, let's take a moment and see what we can do as far as getting this place back up in order. And now that the curse is lifted, we do indeed have the option to sell the chains, which we will do. And this place, with minimal effort, is now ours. It has been a tough 15 minutes, but I've gone ahead and put a basic complimentary wallpaper up that matches the carpet, replaced the sink, although keeping most of the assets of the place. I don't really feel like doing the whole cabinet set right now. New fridge as well, because anything that handles food, I don't want being gross. Nothing done in there, don't bother looking at that. But we've also changed the room. You know, just put some nice paint on the walls, and that's the only thing this place needed, because I walked in here, and what I found was that what this place needed wasn't an exorcism. It just needed a nice little touch to bring it up to speed and make it livable. So, with what could presumably still be a pretty good roommate, I mean, at least he doesn't take up a whole lot of space. I can probably put him in that closet over there. I think I'm gonna keep this place for myself. I mean, what better base of operations to go take on a haunted castle than a haunted apartment, right? There we go, finishing touch. And I think this place is more or less good to go. Now, how do we actually go about making this our own? Do we have to maybe press escape? Yes, move office here. And we just place this down right at our pre-prepared desk right here. Imagine the night sat beside this window. City streetlights above as it pours rain. Researching where we're going to go next. Which, as it happens, is... Okay, I'm about to really hurt my wallet here. The castle. This 14th century castle stood unbothered in Transylvania until the year 1922, when a press magnate, Randall Robertson, saw it as a souvenir from his European vacation. After some costly negotiations, he managed to convince the local authorities to sell it to him, and got a permit to take it across the Atlantic Ocean. Unfortunately, the crates with the historic stonework sank during a violent storm, leaving the new owner with nothing but the 600-year-old building material. It was possible to recreate the castle in its original shape eventually. Particularly interesting is the faithfully reconstructed crypt with equipment that miraculously survived the crossing. Was there anything within that crypt? Oh, we really have no choice but to get this back to market. That was almost all of our money. So hard to let it go. If you don't want to put up a house for sale, maybe you'd rather move there? Well, I just did that, which is why, since I've never seen this tutorial before, it's really creepy that you're telling me this now. Almost as if the house wants me to stay. Oh, look, it's a beachfront property. That's good. There's a bit of a purple/red haze in the sky. I don't think the moon usually does that, or appears this close. So that's of slight concern. Anything around the back doesn't seem so. It also appears to have come with a bit of an ominous wailing noise. So, once again, things to consider, things that should have been on the listing. Also the blood. Again, the kind of thing you're usually supposed to disclose. Oh no, that's not blood, that's red carpet. Okay. Now you can change the stairs in some houses. To do that, aim at them and sell with the objects tool. Hi. Well, artwork is good. Artwork adds to the value, adds to the personality of a location, I really feel. And this painting, I must say, reflects how I feel right now. Someone came in from the outside over to this door here. That's not a regular bookcase. Someone who came in here knew about this secret room, including a secret basement. How nice, no power. It's a good thing I brought my night vision eyes with me. I'm sorry, I'll leave you to your meditation. It's a whole inner sanctum. And they're stealing my art style! Why do I get the feeling this bathtub doesn't fill with water? Oh, I was so nervous to turn around right there. I feel like I'm intruding on my own property. And I must once again reiterate, this is my property. Alright, let's get out of here and see what the rest of this place looks like. Ooh, there's a courtyard even. Yes, these double doors open onto this. A side hallway for if you need to sneak around something in the night. The kitchen in a bit of disrepair, although it does seem like someone was eating here quite recently. Ooh. An overlook for the dining hall. Great place to make sure your guests are having fun. Or that the poison is taking effect. Oh look, party favors. This place saw some fun times before the previous owner sold it. Come to think of it, what actually did happen to the previous owner? What are the circumstances of our purchase of this place? There's a staircase right here. Okay. Ah, piano. Nice to have. Great for entertaining the guests. Now I'm curious to know what that room is across the way over there. Oh. A moldy bed in this side tower. Did someone have an Igor? Someone who dutifully takes care of all the chores around the house and/or flipping the switch to resurrect a horrifying monster? No, that wouldn't have been needed, because the monster's already in play. Why can't I walk down these stairs? Thank you. Well, I'll be honest. I've been through the place, given my assessment, and I think that whoever owns this place has about a 95% chance of being killed in their sleep by the actual owner who never actually left. However, we are also over $500,000 in debt to this place, so with all that said, let us get to work. Now look, this place is great and all, and while walking through here, I was kind of worried that it would be another case of me just keeping an entire thing almost exactly as it currently is. Now, let's get a fire going in here. I think that'll be a good thing for us. But there are some changes I can already see I'd like to make. For example, these walls, somewhat bare. I think we could stand to have a more moody look to it, and I think a decent paint job will be the way to go, or maybe even wallpaper. We'll of course want to get rid of all this stuff and restore some of this furniture. It's all good, it all fits the property, but we can definitely do better than this. You don't want your guests to feel gross sitting down in your home. Now, is this cleanable? It is, and it was actually kind of almost supernatural in how quickly it did go. These seem to be outlines where art once hung. Alrighty then. Let's start removing all these broken dishes. We'll of course have to replace all silverware and cutlery. It's one thing to have a certain mood to a place. You know, I can always appreciate allowing a place's history to speak for itself, but if we're going to be eating off of history, I'd rather do it with my own stuff. There we go, that should be this place totally clean. A whole lot of a mess they made during party night. I will be keeping these fangs, but only if I have to disguise myself in the course of working here. Are these intelligent vampires? Seems so, but it's worth a shot, right? Dum-dum-dum-dum. I really wish we had like a little feather duster. It would feel so much more appropriate for a place like this. We've also got to get some more artwork in here. It makes me so sad seeing these walls bare and knowing that greatness must have once hung here. See this is the kind of thing that complements a space such as this. What am I missing here? I want to turn on each of these fireplaces in case we need to toss someone in a hurry, which is something I haven't ruled out having to do tonight. There we go. Good as new. It seems like here it's mostly the plants that need to be replaced, as well as the music of, I guess, tortured souls. Let's turn on each and every fireplace we encounter. I feel like it'll give this place just a little bit more of a safe feeling. There's nothing like a warm fire to ward off evil. That's what Granny always used to say. Dum-da-dum, dum-da-dum. Doop-de-doodly-doo. It's a good thing I do retain from my old job the magical ability to cause stains to be removed by a broom. Is that all for here? You know, not for nothing, but for $500,000, this castle isn't actually that big. Da-da-dee, da-da-doo. Yeah, kind of concerning, all the stains on the ceiling. Kind of makes me think there might be some kind of water damage. Or some kind of violently explosive attack this guy can employ on his enemies. Oh, that is just cruel, having dirt blend in with the stones this way. Igor, your room is just not up to snuff. I do have certain standards for the people under my employ. By the way, I'm assuming with the purchase of this house, your employee transfers over to me. Alright, let's get back here. Because... Wait, was I here already? No, I must have been because the door was open. Weird, I have no memory of this bathroom. You know, I've just realized I can't help but notice a lack of mirrors in here. Whoa. That actually startled me a little bit, the way the light flickers around that chair. To be honest, it's actually kind of having me more nervous, because I don't feel, unlike the Smarter Myers house, like I'm being haunted. I just feel like the previous tenant never left. Although every once in a while I do hear somewhat weird things. I'm not sure if it's just me walking around or not. There we go. And this place should now be entirely clean, well, except for the crypt. Which isn't really much of a crypt, more of a living space, if I must say. A living space which I would like to claim, but which I actually do have some potential plans for. Alright. Alright. Okay. So now that this place is cleaned up, I'm having to start looking around and deciding what I want to do with this place. And I'm thinking the first thing, and sorry Vlad, I really hope these aren't load-bearing stones, but I really think we should remove these to open this up some. Then again, I do sort of like... No. This place is too closed off. It's not what you want to see when you come in. It's not welcoming. Why does the music feel like it's building as if in absolute rejection of my idea? It sounds so much louder before, and that's making me really nervous. Okay, I put it down. Okay, somebody's gonna have to explain this one to me. This courtyard, now, there'd probably be more we could do with it if I had the Garden Flipper DLC. However, I don't, so I'm probably gonna leave it largely as is. My biggest plans are actually for this dining hall. Because the kitchen, look, I'm gonna spruce it up, right? But this hall, I feel like, is the key feature of this house, and it's where things are gonna really be made to shine. Now, just in case we wanted to, how do we go about actually changing the staircase? Okay, so we can actually edit every little piece and change the style if we want. So the cloth cover, we can do that. Okay, so we can fit it to whatever our changes are. And I really do think we just have to go for this. Goodbye. Oh, it's not... Oh, come on. You can't tell me that this is original. This is painted brick. Yeah, cry about it, Vlad. This is my house now. I can almost consider this a form of rebellion, where even if he decides to kill me at some point, what's he gonna do, replace these pillars? I can't imagine Dracula shopping for contractors. Although I guess at some point he did contact a real estate agent. Now this I'm not sure if I like. If we remove these lintels, I think they're called, we do gain a little bit of a view on the stairs. Now I wonder if there's not something we can place, like a secondary railing or whatever. I kind of think probably not. No, just a photo of railroad tracks. Tell you what, we won't put them all back. For now, I'll put that there so that there's just a little bit of a view through the stairs. That might be something kind of interesting, so that when you're coming down the stairs at night... Oh, that was the skill point sound. That honestly scared the bejesus out of me. There's just that little slat that you may see something through. Or that something may see you through. Have to do the same on the other side. See, the reason I'm spending so much time here is because it's early on that I have to figure out what I want to do with the looks of this place. And while I'll probably preserve something, for the sake of being interesting, I think we will change the general vibe. Right now, we've got a Transylvanian castle, and I think the look that I would like more than this is more a British manor. What do you think? So that's going to mean wood paneling and lots of wallpaper and paint. But I'll have to look at the selection to decide if that's actually going to be the best way to do it. The point is, I like wainscoting, and I would like to have as much of it as possible. That still looks a little dirty, even though it's not showing up on my thing. Maybe it's considered the upper floor. So I was thinking like some kind of dark wood wainscoting with a nice red, like, wallpaper with a pattern. But from what I remember, this game is actually pretty limited in that regard, so I'm not sure what we'll actually be able to get away with. So I guess let's see what we have there. Walls, wall panels. Okay, so we have those separately. What do we have as far as wallpapers? I think the wainscoting is usually included with the papers, right? There's not actually a whole lot in that regard. And I don't think we can change it, right? There's no modifications we can make, like, within that? No? That's a bit annoying. Now, I'm kind of feeling it. I think that could maybe be nice if we were to do this entire thing this way. Let's try it. Let's try it and see. I mean, I really would like to have wallpapers, like, most of the way past the halfway point, and then maybe something on the top in wood, but we may not be able to do that. Alright, so now that's done. And I have to say, I'm pretty happy with this. The only thing is, I kind of wish we could make these panels even a little bit darker. Does that exist? Are there darker panels? Well, we have Darkwood Vapor Padok, but I don't see anything that would actually be a darker color. I mean, we have panels Parquet. I don't know if that's actually physically darker, though. I suppose it is, but I prefer to be able to see the panels, have them be more overt. It's darker, but I don't like the pattern as much. I think we'll just go with the original. I think it's fine the way it is. But I think what'll really make this is once we edit the ceilings. And I noticed this when I was selling the house that I already had in my stock to be able to afford this. I think we can actually edit ceilings now. I mean, we painted the one in the Silent Hill apartment. But what more can we do with that? I don't think that was an ability that was in the game when I played it years ago. So if we go floor and ceiling, floor and ceiling panels, we can get some quite dark ones. Let's have a look at what we can get. Let's start with these. I think these look good. Ooh, and it's very easy. We can just drag it over a wide area. There we go. Yeah, I just really wish we could get that wainscoting. I would like to do half and half with wallpaper. I think that would look a lot better than this, but it may not be all we can do. I'm also not crazy about this pattern. I would like more ornate looking like tiles, you know? So let's see what they have in here. Maybe there's something that's like more wood-like? Maybe something like this. Or maybe we'll do that for the floor, even though I do like the current floors. It has merit, but I don't think it really complements what's here so far. I think I would prefer some kind of wood paneling. Yeah, see, the issue that I'm having right now is that I do feel like without some kind of transition, it does just look kind of blocky and Minecrafty. I'm not entirely sure what to do about this. I'm also not entirely sure if we can edit the bottoms of the stairs. If we can't, that's like an issue. Or wait, can we change it through... Can we change it through this? Like if we do... Okay, so we can change the look of the stairs themselves. Maybe we go like this for now. And then the base can be changed. Alright. Yeah. That's more like what I want. That is more like what I want. That is beautiful. And then that's those things. Let's brighten that up so we can see it better. Yeah, you know, we want that golden metal. Yeah, I like the look of that. I like the look of that a lot. Oh, this is gonna come out so cool. See, the closest thing I can find to what I really want is this. which might be a little bright compared to what I wanted to do. It has merit. It has merit, I'll give it that. Let's try it over a wide area. Just do everything you can. There we go. I sort of like it. It's not too expensive, so let's just do the whole thing and see how it comes out, you know? Or we can only go to there. Gotta remember to do panels back here as well. Yeah, I think this is kind of working. I think we can do some things to make it work better. Now we can go up to here. But I'm thinking at the top of the stairs we have a bit of a transition where, look, I really like this wallpaper. And we're gonna change the ceiling. I'm gonna change the white paint of the transition, but I think we put just a different kind of paneling there. Not sure. But I think we can keep the stone right here. I think that would be fine in the windows. Also, if you don't think this is getting flanked by sconces, then you have got just another thing coming. We also have to remember not to forget to fix up where the pillars were. Is that a different type of thing? Oh no, I hope it's not doing that annoying thing this game does, where some of the default assets that come with maps aren't the same as the ones you can get. Maybe black panels? There we go. Yeah, that was a problem that this game had a lot early on, and they have sort of partially corrected it over time, but it's still really, really annoying. And yeah, I think this area is looking pretty good. There's a couple of things I'm not sure about, a couple of things I wish I could change. I really am not a tremendous fan of how bright this ceiling is. I think it would look better if we had some kind of, like, wallpaper over this part, but that doesn't seem to be an option for us. So I've just laid down new floors, and my goal for this hallway is that I want to go real spooky with it. I want to have it so that when you're walking through this hallway at night to investigate a noise in a dark, thunderous rainstorm, you feel the atmosphere. And so for this, I think we're going to go with something a little bit different in terms of the walls. Alright, there we go. I like to imagine when these windows are open, knowing full well that you yourself didn't lead them that way. You walk down this corridor in the dark, those curtains billowing in the breeze. I didn't realize the patterns would look so much like the wall, but then again, I guess that would play into, did you see something move, or was it just your imagination? If we flick the light switch, yeah, I moved the candles to the opposite wall just because they were in the way of the curtains themselves, and I've also reduced the number of them from 5 to 3. But I am pretty happy with this. I'm more or less content with the way the kitchen looks. I'm thinking we just get something that breathes a little bit of life into these walls, put some tiles on the ceiling, and only then we'll see if anything's needed for the floor. I'm kind of happy with the floor in its current state, but we'll see how it looks when this is all done. You know, I have to wonder if Dracula ever actually intended for me to get this far. Like, was I supposed to have been taken by him by now? Like, is he gonna have to tear all this stuff out between each new victim, or is he just gonna accept his new fate? Or maybe the place has never been bought by somebody who intends to fix it up before, and so now he's just kind of waiting for me to finish before he makes his move. How hilarious would that be? Okay, that's a new concept for, like, a horror comedy. A hapless house flipper picks up an old dilapidated mansion. Unbeknownst to him, there's a vampire living in the cellar who claims to eat or drink the blood of whoever buys it. But he starts the work, and being frugal, the vampire won't come after him until it's done. And the flipper picks up on this, right? And so what ends up happening is they have to continue, like Sarah Winchester, just keep expanding on the house indefinitely so that the repairs are never completed so that the vampire can't feast on him. Not 100% sure how I feel about this ceiling, but I think the floor can stay as is. I think the countertops are appropriate. I don't really think it's worth tearing all this out. I think this is pretty good as is. I find I'm not really changing the furnishings a whole lot. I am going to be adding my own touches once the rest of this place is done. It's just going to be a matter of figuring out where I want those touches to go. Now that ceiling, which I had not looked at up until this point, that is definitely staying. This is giving me flashbacks to the Haunted Mansion. You know the part where the cars go around the railing and you can look down into the ballroom? And that's kind of what I'd like to do. Tell you what, this is all a little bit of a daunting task right now, since I think I am going to have to get creative with the walls a little bit. So I'm going to head over and take on a slightly less daunting task, which is an idea that I had literally from the moment I saw it. So right here we have a little bit of a storeroom up in one of the watchtowers. I have a cool idea. Something that this place seems to severely lack right now in number. And here we are, tower bathroom. Well, I guess we still have to assemble that. Probably useful. This also features the first mirror in the place. Kind of conspicuous that we haven't seen any of those yet. So I'm sure it's fine to just splash these all over the place, every which way. And yeah, now you can sit in the bath while you're keeping an eye out for guard duty. Now to handle the other tower, which brings us to the matter of Igor's room. Igor, of course, always having been a faithful servant to this establishment. Well, say goodbye, Igor. And hello, sick gaming den! I knew I had to stick one somewhere, and right up here in the battlements, just seems perfect. The wind blowing the branches outside the window. Perfect for late night recording gaming sessions. Igor can sleep, I mean, I don't know, he's comfortable in the woods, right? Oh, I almost forgot, we put this light on the ceiling. I almost wish this could be RGB too, because you can never have enough RGB. You really gotta squeeze out every last bit of performance you can. Oh, look! I mean, I'm leaving the fountain. If you... I don't know why I keep getting caught on these stairs. Look, lay a tarp over this water, Igor, it's like a waterbed. Your hump can even fit into this divot right here. I'm a good master. Ooh, I just realized we can actually close these curtains, making it a completely sealed chamber. Now that is cool looking. Oh, I love this so much. This hallway is honestly one of my favorite parts of the entire house right now. But there is still the matter of what we're to do with this. And I think we'll have a little bit more freedom here, because I'm thinking maybe we go for some kind of wood paneling on the lower half, and then wallpaper on the upper half. We'll probably have to bring a scaffolding in here so that we can access that. Thankfully, that is a thing in the game now. These dark, medium panels, because they do appear to be the darkest at our disposal. And then something like that for the upper wallpapers. What do we think of that? I think that could be subject to change, but it's looking pretty good to me right now. And then maybe we'll have some moldings in between to break it up. We'll see how that looks as well when we get there. What do you mean? I could hang it there. What do you mean I can only hang it on a wall? What do you call this? Here, wall. Here, not wall. Good job, game. Alright, after quite a few setbacks and delays, the dining hall is finally finished. And you know, I'm actually a lot happier with how this turned out than I thought I would be. I had a lot of problems with it, but even though it's not the dark paneled wood that I wanted the moldings to be, I think it actually kind of fits because of this trim that's around the base of the ceiling. And so it ends up framing the wallpapered area a lot better than I would have expected. And I think in the end, it comes together as a whole in a way that's a lot more positive than I was thinking. Now we can take this stairwell right here, which has been given a nice spooky tile set of stone, as well as a little bit more lighting and artwork. And we come up here, and I feel like putting the wood paneling here as well makes this just a nice dark area, combined with all that red, to just kind of hang your head once you're a little bit tired of the party. You can sit down over here on a bench, rest your arm on the railing, and just look down at the festivities still going on, while kind of enjoying your time away with all the rest of the guests who are now tired. I've also added some artwork above the fireplace, of course the classic severed head of Mufasa, and it's kind of got this weird thing to it where it almost looks sort of 3D, whichever way you look at it from. But that's not all I had to do to make this happen. See, I ran into a little bit of a practical issue when I was building this, where this went all the way to the back, and I wasn't really able to reach down there to put the panels on the wall under the stairs. So I had to get a little bit creative, and in the end, I might have given this house a little bit of a dark secret of my own. And a kitty. Alright, are you ready for this? I have had to make one more modification to the kitchen in order to make this work. That'll freak out the next owner, huh? Hello? I'm just starting another play session to finish off the castle, and I just realized there's some questionable materials in these cabinets. I was also trapped inside for a second. Begone, copyright book. Alright, so here's what I'm thinking for right here. We obviously want to have a bathroom right here off of the dining hall so that guests don't have to wander too far. However, we don't need both of these rooms. I guess this is supposed to be like a coat closet or something, but honestly, like, it's the 21st century. Either put your coat on the back of your chair, or we'll be stacking them haphazardly on a bed upstairs. So what I'm thinking is this will be the new bathroom, and I'll probably just move some of this stuff over, maybe with a slightly different style. And then we'll do something with this. So this connects onto over here. It connects to the back of this room that had the false wall. So maybe we can do something with that. A surprisingly long amount of time later for such a small set of rooms. But our renovations on this portion are complete. So here we have a small little guest bathroom. I figure, you know, a different style slightly, but still elegant and not entirely jarring. Also of note, because of the set that these counters and sinks are in, this is technically considered a kitchen, so good job again, game. Now, if you'll follow me around to here, you'll remember that this used to be the side guest room where we saw those footprints leading over here. Well, it has now been renovated into what is arguably my favorite part of the house. This place now has a fully functioning sauna. It's something that ever since they added to the game, I just cannot resist adding to any house that can fit it. This is a place of rest and relaxation first and foremost, and what better way to do it than with this? It has its own showers outside. I'm told you can close these blinds, although if you're the kind of person who hosts parties with a sauna, I imagine you don't really care. But then there's the question of, what of the crypt? Well, look, because there needed to be one somewhere in this place, and I was swift running out of space, I figured I would just make this kind of a back closet for the laundry room. Now, what of the hideous vampire who may still be dwelling within? Okay, well, to be kept on 24 hours a day, kablamo! It's horrible for the electric bill, but honestly, I think it's worth it to keep yourself alive. I'm not sure if I'm even going to do anything with the crypt itself. I kind of like the idea of just having this horrible thing sitting beneath all of this. And let's be real, it is the most important part of this place's history. However, I imagine there is still something I could probably do with it. What's going on here? Oh, I see. You smashed that. Maybe it was a mirror, and you were frustrated with not being able to see into it. More a curse than a blessing, is it? Well, don't worry, okay? I have got you covered. In fact, I've got you super covered. Ooh, yeah, look at that. Now you'll never have to worry about it ever again. Don't ask how I'm doing this with the door. I think we have to remove that. In fact, you know what? Mirrors just everywhere. I really want you to think about the gift you've been given. Eternal life. Unable to be touched by holy creatures. Ah, you've got it made. I wish I were you. Oh, there's nothing up above your fireplace? I'll take care of that. Here you go. Let's just turn the lights on so that you'll always be able to see all of this. And one more thing, they say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, but I don't buy that. I'm taking this with me. Now, it may seem kind of crude, but I think a good spot for this is right here. Because this, the guest bed, which I retrieved from there, it's the kind of place you'll only sleep on after wandering down on a sleepless night, coming to a stop right here and having your dreams plagued by such visions. Actually, maybe we can put it so that it's... I don't know if it'll let me do this. There we go. Can you move it back any? We can. Okay. Just perfect. Also, your bathroom's getting a moldy yellow carpet. Yeah, there you go. How do you like that? Friggin' vampire, think he can mess with me? Well, with the fires lit, the walls paneled, and my own personal touches added, I think this place is just about where I want it. I really do like putting the wood paneling over the bare stoneworks that we had before. I think it really makes this place feel a lot cozier, especially now that we have all the candles and fireplaces going, which I kept a lot of in favor of, against electric lighting. I put it in the places that it's appropriate. Of course, you still want the place to have all modern comforts, complete with all those conveniences. But the evil is sealed away and now considerably less comfortable himself, and I think we're just about ready to bring this place to market. Also, the stuff down there can still technically be counted on the listing as a bedroom. It's just up to you whether you want to use it or not. But now, right before I sell the place in an effort to make my severely diminished savings back, I look around, and I am pretty happy with what we did here. There's some things that I would have liked to do differently. I mean, it would have looked pretty different if I had had the ability to do some of the stuff I wanted to do. But honestly, it's close enough. And I think the mood, in general, has been achieved. Oh, wait. Is there still some dirt somewhere? Alright, totally clean now. And with the portrait of our owner still sitting at the head of the table, I think we bring this place to market. You bought the house for $535,000. It said when I came here at the start of this play session that I had spent about $2,000 on repairs and like renovations. That is utter nonsense. I've spent about $30,000. But let's go. Oh no. A family is moving in here. Well, tell you what, I think that's just fine. Right? I think that's a sitcom waiting to happen, and that I should probably be entitled to some amount of royalties, right? Let's see if I can't maybe squeeze them for just a little bit more. Let's see if we can get another 14,000 out of it. Okay. I probably could have gotten more, but I don't want to push it. And a profit of $235,000, really about $200,000 when all's said and done. Or no, it sort of did reflect it a little more in this, but it's still not a true appraisal of what I actually did. Alright, I think we're good. Sold for $766,000. And we will accept the offer. Sick. I think this is the HGTV DLC that shows you the before and after. Sorry, Igor. Beautiful. It's in the end here where you get to see just how far we've really come. And just how far we haven't. Such a dark, moody space, perfect for a rainy night. And hey, if we can ever get Dr. Van Helsing in here, maybe we can have those downstairs areas as well. The curse, though, does not seem to have been lifted since we still had that music to worry about. But all in all, a job well done. And a family who may well sue. So that was the final 2 haunted maps in House Flipper. I really tend to enjoy games that have both a creative and technical side to them. And this has the added element of sort of that viscera cleanup detail satisfaction. The kind of thing where you're slowly taking a place that doesn't look so great and cleaning it up and turning it into something that's your own, something you can be proud of, and something that, as you work, you can periodically look back on your progress and at how far you've come. That's what this is. This is almost like a more creative side to Viscera Cleanup Detail. I also really adore that this game gives you the option of claiming a place for yourself to make your own office. I mean, I got this sick apartment out of it because it recognizes that sometimes, even though you're in it for profit, you'll fix up a place and just not want to give it up. It was really hard giving up that castle, but to be honest, it's probably better for my overall longevity if I don't hold on to it. As for this place, well, it's not as dangerous, but we are definitely going to have to talk rent at some point. But if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this game out for yourself, that link will also be in the description, although I'm not entirely sure if I can recommend buying it because House Flipper 2 is on the horizon. But, as always, I will see you in the next one.